So this is JRV decoupage paper. I'm going to put the link to all the products I use in the description box. I'm not sure if I will have any of this particular one in stock still. First off, I am using the Salvation Solution in DIY brand in the white formula. We do have it in clear also. Whatever color of paint you put underneath your decoupage paper will affect the outcome of the look of the decoupage paper. You can use our paint, but I do like this as a primer when you need it if you think the piece is going to bleed through the oils or whatever discoloration. So after the Salvation Solution was dry, I use liquid patina in our DIY paint. You can also use our big top for decoupage medium, but the patina is a little thicker. I put it in this Pioneer Woman condiment bottle, and that works pretty good for the most part. I do our paint in there too. I do sell these and they're just like a sponge on a handle. I really like them. It is Worcester brand. So make sure you got a healthy, thick coat on there. I do put the decoupage paper straight on. I've learned a few things since this was filmed. I do like to take a mister bottle and kind of spray my paper a little bit. If it is true decoupage paper, it just opens up the pores a little bit and helps it to have less wrinkles when it dries. Now, the longer your decoupage paper is wet and the more you mess with it, and if you brush over it too many times with the liquid patina over the top, you can tear it. And you'll notice that on my second project, I used gift wrapping tissue and tore that stuff up, but you can see what I did and how that worked out. So, especially on such a big piece of paper, you can take a brayer or a dry roller sponge or a kind of a wet sponge instead of your hands, or crumple up some saran wrap and go over the top, and then you won't tear the paper as much when you're trying to smooth your wrinkles out. So I like to kind of get a tacked piece like I'm doing here. I'm putting a little bit under there, and then you spread that part out and get it smooth, and then you pick up the other part and do it. That really does help to kind of smooth it out and get it looking good. Don't worry about it being cut perfect or it covering the edge perfect. This is kind of a beveled edge, and I do take a sponge block in kind of a medium grit, medium to fine, and after it's completely dry, which dries pretty fast or overnight, then I sand it off and it gives it the most sharp edge. So that is a better way to do it than to try to measure it perfectly and get it, because it does shrink or stretch. So better way to do it is let it dry and then use a sanding block. So now I'm going to go ahead and just kind of rough cut it longer than you think you need, just to get that out of the way. Okay, so anyways, we're going to let that dry. And I think mermaid tail, love this color. It's deeper than the 57. I want a little bit. Water lily could be kind of pretty to do in there. I got blue iris on this bowl, and that would be pretty too. There's water lily and blue iris together. I wouldn't normally pick that. Let's do a So you can go up and down and left and right. Usually you go, heavier and then lighter, but we're going to just go ahead with some bohemian. Oh, this is Hey Sailor. Hey Sailor. Let's blend a little bit. I'm just kind of playing here because you can do anything with that black and white top. Ooh, I like this. Spray the brush just a little bit. Sometimes you spray the piece. It's different blending on spindles. She has used the pigment powders dipped in water and has used it to blend the lines, and I've done it too, and it works really good. Let me show you. I think it's looking pretty.
progression of lighter complementary colors, but you can do whatever. Sometimes it's good to keep a rag and just kind of wipe your brush off on the rag too. Keep a lot of different brushes because you want some dry, you want some clean. On here and dried, and then I was playing around blending because I thought this would be fun with, you know, a fun color. The whole bottom would be fun, like queen bee, or, you know, but look, it works pretty good. This is sea glass, no, mermaid, water lily, hey sailor, and mint chip. I got a gift given to me and I just loved the paper and I kept it. And what is sad is I went nuts and got really excited about the gift, and this may not even, I don't know if I can say, letterpress, petticoat pink, and crinoline, okay? Look like terrible. And then I just was embarrassed I even did it. Well, then you just gotta keep working on it. You gotta walk away and keep working on it. Then I sprayed some black, watered it down in a yucky spray bottle, not your good Mr. bottles that'll rent it, and kind of cornered, you know, just kind of did that. Kept working with it and it looked good. Then I put the transfer on. Okay, so this bench had to be shored up in how it was before they had stapled fabric all the way down in front of this beautiful front. Well, I wanted that to show. But look, so this is soft and pretty scrap wood, 2x4. So I'm gonna try to soften the look with this decoupage. If it doesn't work, I'm going to do the same thing with fabric, but I'm only gonna put the fabric to here, so these pretty legs get started. I really like to decoupage with the big, the liquid patina, because it is a little bit, I'm gonna use Big Top. It works to decoupage. If you ever start decoupaging with Big Top or liquid patina, you will never use Mod Podge again unless you're trying to use up what you have. It is so much more fluid. It doesn't stink. It's just so good. And you might think, well, this is a little expensive than Mod Podge. It's not, because this goes so much further. Liquid patina would be a little bit more of a matte finish. This is a little bit of a semi-gloss finish. Okay. So I'm working with 2 jars because I let this spoil because I dipped my brush in it and didn't pour it out, and it stunk so bad I could hardly use it. But once you use it and it dries, you cannot smell that smell. Like right now, whoo, knocking me out. So this is my new one. I don't want to contaminate it. Let me shake it up just a little bit. You don't really have to shake or store the DIY paint, but the patinas, my gross one, so I don't contaminate this one. And another thing, I'm so used to not washing my brushes after using DIY paint because it just reconstitutes and it's fine. But you can't do that with your good brushes on the patinas. It will take a lot to get that out if you can get it out. So I try to only use my yucky chip brushes in case I forget to rinse them. You put your base coat of your liquid patina or your Big Top on, which will seal your DIY paint if you want it to. So put a base down of that so that your paper product will stick. This is just tissue, gift paper. You can use, I would really say the liquid patina, because it is a little thicker, would be better for your thick, more cardstock. It's a wood stain, piece of scrap wood that I put on here, and that will change the look of your project. So I wanted a light, bright look, change what your thin tissue papers look like. So think about that. So I come out here earlier and got that done up. Okay. And you got to kind of think about where you want to, you know, I like my points up instead of down. So, I mean, tip about decoupaging. You cannot be a perfectionist because it just can't. It's going to wrinkle. It's going to tear if you have thin tissue paper or whatever. There's tips and tricks you can do. You can take a foam roll, in a scissors, or you can take this and exact it design wise, putting another pattern on, but to me it works. That needs a little bit more. It dried too fast. It sucked it up because my paint went still, so I'm gonna go back under here so it's not sticking. Give it a little bit more stuff. I tore my paper there, but that is not fine. I did that, but you could splice it, so it's fine. Okay, that's kind of sad. Yeah, you gotta be careful once it's been wet for a while, then it loses its strength. So I'm just gonna have to, a lot of times you can just splice it back together, but this is kind of too far gone because I wasn't paying attention because I'm trying to, oh my word, okay. We may have we may go with this look before it's over with. This is gonna be for sale, so I don't know. I may good. I think what would have been better to do is just try to work with this. I'm gonna take this one off. I just tore this one up too much. Oh, guys, where's my X-Acto knife? Okay, some of these lives are to teach you what not to do. Okay, so that looks, I had too much going on here to talk and do and teach. So probably if you've got 2 different levels like I do here, I have a 1/2 inch here, just cut it and do 1 piece at a time. Have you ever heard the term, I have a kidney stone, I have to have surgery. And I had an episode about an hour before I went on here, and my medicine has not kicked in. I'm kind of semi-dying. Another reason I'm gonna keep it short. I'm not semi-dying, I'm dying. I'm faking it so bad. Like, I was almost in tears a while ago. Has anybody dealt with kidney stones? I have 2 baby ones and one the size of my thumb. I thought they were gonna send me in the alley in the van.
If you like this content, I release a new video every week. Would love to have you subscribe and comment if you've ever had to have kidney stone surgery that kept me overnight.
How easy it is to decoupage. It's super easy. Tissue paper, Big Top or liquid patina. You can use watered down Elmer's glue if you're home and want to try something right now. And it looks so good on old boards to let that dry completely and then sand it off. It looks so good. It looks like old worn wallpaper. So if you guys have any comments, I'll try to answer later, but right